recording, sometimes it's the best bit.
Have you got your leaves to sweep up again here?
Last night.
Well, less said.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happened to John this morning.
No, he said he was coming.
Got a singing engagement.
Oh, I'm just going to go and get my phone to give a ring, see what problem is. 2 seconds.
Okay.
We'll leave the meeting.
Noel?
Probably serenading Boris to make sure he doesn't say too much tonight.
Noel?
Yes, Ian?
Are you going to talk about that German side that lost by lots of goals?
I am.
Fabulous.
If I get chance.
Yes. It intrigued me.
No.
Brought memories of Sheffield Wednesday.
Have you gone off your screen?
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
Wait till there's a
Let's
few
go
more
on to
Wednesday nights listening to mention that, Ian.
No. Right.
Let me fix your thing now. Just go on there now.
You'll probably have to go into the settings and tell it to allow video.
See what you let yourself in for, Alice, all this cock up.
You might have to. Yes, just start video.
I do live with my dad. I'm used to it.
Oh, there's an indictment.
There you are. There you are.
You've
Well,
you've got the cream of technology here, Alice.
You will in a bit.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Mute yourself.
Where have I been?
Yeah.
Where have I been? I've been waiting to be let in. So I've gone out again and come back in. Wouldn't let
You're
me
only
in.
half there anyway. All we can see is what on the top of your head.
We can see. We can see everything but your chin.
Bloody hell.
Right. It might be as well to go out and come back.
Hello.
That's what I've had to do, go out and come back in.
Yeah, the trouble is you came back in.
Yeah. All right. Give us a ring if there's a problem. All right.
I'm in the middle of a meeting, so I
It's
can't.
a good job you live in
Fine,
Oxford,
John.
Ian.
Yes, it is.
You're not at arm's length.
Not really. The meeting started. You can probably hear it.
Oh, da, da, da,
Sorry.
da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da.
The strange thing is, John, is that it's straight in.
Most
I
of the
didn't.
day,
What?
afternoon.
I can't hear you.
I probably don't want to speak to you, but if you want to give me a ring, I can soon tell you.
Right, John. What I'm saying is it let you straight in.
Thank
rather
you.
than me having to admit you.
Right.
It must know.
He must know.
Yeah. So
That Lancaster
Proudly
job,
with high endeavour, we who are young forever.
that
Thank you.
Lancaster job.
Wish people had done the
Yeah.
research. That was somebody
shoot it
trying
down.
to sell me cavity wall insulation, and I live in a stone-built house.
That Lancaster John prompts me
Yeah.
to tell you this very week I prepared a brief for the college commandant
Have you?
because she's giving a talk to some bomber group in Lincolnshire for the belated anniversary of both Battle of Britain Day and of the RAF College, which is 100 years
Yeah.
old, as I've told you. But Sir Mike Graydon, who's a former Chief of the Air Staff, asked me, because I'd got handle on all the facts, to do a bit more about the airmen that were trained at the college when the college, in inverted commas, was closed for officer training the day war broke out. And for a lot of people, that's it. Nothing happened. But it was the biggest production factory going. And one of the famous ones to go through was the Guy Gibson, called the best pilot in his squadron, Hoppy Hopgood, who was the one you might recall from the film. After Gibson had gone with his run in and hit the dam, Hoppy took all the flak of the next because we'd alerted to the defences. And then he went in because he was already injured. They hit him again with more flak, and he missed the target. Climbed to another 2,000 feet to let 2 of his crew out, and then ploughed in. And if you read the biography on him, Gibson says he is the best pilot he's ever known.
Wow.
Incredible.
Right, just a second. Let me welcome Mary. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Mary.
And it was
Oh,
Mary,
Mary.
Mary,
Can't see it.
sweet as any name could be.
Just be
Hope you don't
quiet.
regret it.
Mary, can you speak up a bit?
Oh, you've offended her now.
Something you said, Keith.
She's gone.
We want
Chris,
Mary back. Get him out of here.
Chris,
This one goes
Hang
on.
on, it was better
He goes
looking
on
before.
and on and on and on. He's not shut up for 6 weeks. He's a nuisance, that one. Get him out of here.
Chris, hang on a second. Chris, can you say something? We can't hear you.
No sound.
That's the best you've ever been,
No
Chris.
sound. Can you connect to audio? No, that's unmuted. That's muted.
This is the first
There
time
you
I've
are.
had
Try again.
Marcel as a guest.
No. He's muted
Can you do
again.
mine, Chris?
No, we
To learn lip reading.
Chris. So, can you hear us? Yeah, but that will not work if you've got to give answers.
Keith, can you do that with John's?
Right. Is the sound turned on the laptop or tablet?
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Anyway, while Chris is sorting that out, we'll carry on with John's news of the group.
I think this is how I like to listen to Boris. Yes. Anyway, I finally managed to track Barry down, Barry the Bee. He's been very elusive lately, and managed to track him down at his daughter's in Stamford, where he's doing some painting. Yeah.
Stamford's a lovely place.
Well,
Mm.
wall or pictures, John?
Pardon? He's painting his daughter's shed.
Ah,
Anyway, yeah. And
You never
Brian
know with
Detai, Barry sends his best wishes, as does Brian Detai. He's very upset because the cricket season's ended. His team, Whitwell, just had to win the last game and they were in the playoffs. And the previous week, they scored 300 and odd. And they only needed to get 123, and they were all out for 113.
Oh,
Ooh, so he's quite upset, is Brian Detai. Anyway,
I'm well enough.
very little happening amongst the group, but I sent many of you the reply from Clive Betts, which seems to suggest that we are okay tomorrow as long as we take the precautions that we've been taking.
And Boris doesn't change it tonight.
Pardon? He might
And
change
Boris
it
doesn't
tonight.
change it tonight when he
Yeah.
makes his speech at 8 o'clock on the television.
Yeah, he could well change it tonight. Yeah.
the other thing, they've started the other stuff on Thursday, so I think we'd be all right tomorrow, but it might be the last time for a while.
How many times have we said that? Eh? This could be the last time. Maybe the
Yeah.
last time. I don't know.
There's a song that goes like that, isn't there?
Yeah, I just spoke it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd appreciate it if I sang it.
Oh,
Quite right.
No. Anyway, Claire sent me a joke this morning. You know, the lovely Claire from Manor Library. Yeah. What do Sheffield United and meat and potato pie have in common? They are both rubbish without Henderson's. That's her joke, not mine. Just thought I'd share it with you. Anyway, I've had enough now. Over to you, Keith.
It's a straight one, love.
All right, Chris. We still can't hear you, Chris. Strangely enough, we could hear you the first time you came on, when you couldn't see us.
Perhaps his mum's super magnetic.
Yeah, but we can't hear you.
Try rebooting and coming on again. It could be your cache.
Johnny.
All right.
No, CACHE.
Okay. So
It was
we'll
a mild
move on
attempt at
to-
wit.
we'll
Oh,
move on
shaft
to
of wit,
Lowell's-
was it?
Right. We'll move on to Lowell's.
I tell you
news
what,
of the
Ian,
week.
it can't be CASHA for me.
And poor old Alice must wonder what the heck's going on.
I know. So wonder
Alice
she's
doesn't
not
live here
gone.
anymore.
Mind, most of us wonder what the heck's going off here anyway.
Alice, you've heard of Looney
That's why
Tunes.
we're in the group, Keith.
Yeah.
You're late
Alice, I
before your
must have missed
time,
something
Alex.
earlier on. Where have you wandered in from? How did you manage to get in the middle of this hellhole?
Steve's my dad. So
Right,
sort of heard bits, but I come on to listen to Mary
right.
because
Good
I'm
lad.
not into football. I'm sorry.
Oh, United,
Oh,
are
Oh dear.
Go on, get them in while you can.
yeah, it won't be for much longer.
Nice to see you in the red shirt, John, as well.
Noel's going to tell you about
Yeah.
a German side that's been mimicking Sheffield Wednesday, but I won't spoil it for him.
Abby, forget time.
Go on, Lol. Come
Go on, Lowell.
Right.
Lol, news of the week.
Okie dokie. Right, I'm going to start off with a rather sad story again. The final whistle has been blown on another ex-Owls favourite, Johnny Quinn,
Oh, very
who died
poetic.
last Saturday. Now, born in St Helens on the 30th of May 1938, he first played football in the St Helens Combination League as a teenager for Prescott Cables, before signing for Sheffield Wednesday as an apprentice. The Owls had a top-class team in the late 50s and early 60s, and it was hard for the young Quinn to force his way into the first team. He made his debut as a 21-year-old on Saturday, 26 September 1959, in a 2-0 home win over Luton Town. However, he only made one more appearance that season. It took 4 years for Quinn to become a regular in the Wednesday side, his cause not being helped by the fact he had to do national service during this time. He became a gym instructor whilst in the Royal Signals at Catterick Garrison. Relatively short in stature, at only 5'6", he could play fullback, halfback, defensive midfielder, winger. He played in every position for Wednesday, bar goalkeeper and centre forward.
I disagree. He did play centre forward. He played centre forward and he scored the winning goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, centre half, I meant, John. Sorry about that. Centre half.
Bonker. Yeah.
Yeah, a most versatile player.
Lol,
Yeah.
let me stop you a second. Chris, can you say something? No.
That's bizarre.
Right, Chris, go into the settings and you've possibly got something wrong in your settings on Zoom. Okay.
Look for your microphone options, Chris. There may be one selected that is not suitable for Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Lol, Karen.
Carry on. Becoming a regular for Wednesday from the start of the 64-65 season up to his departure from the club in November 1967. He made 174 league appearances, scoring 20 goals, plus 22 cup appearances, scoring 5 goals. He wore the number 11 shirt in the 66 Cup final against Everton. Quinn, he then moved on to a struggling Rotherham team in November 67, who were playing in Division 2, but were relegated at the end of that season. The Millers manager, Tommy Docherty, made him club captain and played him at wing half. In 1968, Manfred Mann had a hit called Mighty Quinn, to which the Rotherham fans sang their version about the Mighty Quinn as a tribute to their captain. He made 114 appearances, scoring 7 goals for Rotherham before moving on to Halifax in July 72 as a player coach. He took over as a caretaker manager of Halifax in September 74 when George Mulhall resigned, and he was then made permanent manager until February 76 when he was replaced by Alan Ball Sr. He then left the club with immediate effect for whom he played 92 league games, and he then joined non-league Worksop Town. As well as running a successful sports shop with ex-Wednesday teammate Jerry Young, he set up his own charity football team, which was famously known as Johnny Quinn's All-Stars, featuring former professionals such as Emlyn Hughes, Laurie Madden, Imre Berardi, Mel Sterland, and others. The All-Stars have raised huge amounts of money for charity and is still going today. Johnny Quinn pulled out as the figurehead of the All-Stars in May 2006, with former Wednesday player Mel Sterland taking over. Hello?
Look, how did that man not get an award, an MBE or something, with the amount he raised for charity over 25 years? Week after week after week, he played these, he organised these charity games for 25 years. How did he not get an award? Because nobody nominated him.
No.
In this day and age, John, he would have been. In those days, it was you had to be more famous.
Okay, you're having a fit.
Yeah, our league were once asked to provide a team to play against Johnny Quinn's All-Stars for a charity, and we became the first team to stop Johnny Quinn's All-Stars from scoring in a game.
Well, I think that was bad form. Bad form.
It certainly was.
It was a charity match. You shouldn't have done it.
No, we shouldn't have, but we did. And, but the sting in the tail for that story for me was in the last minute of the game, I'd gone on for the last 10 minutes of the game.
Oh.
And in the last minute, there was a ball down the wing, crossed over, and I'm about to tap it into the empty net, and the linesman sticks his flag up. And I'm going, what are you on about? I was never offside. So linesman turned around to me afterwards and said, no, you weren't offside, but I weren't going to let you score.
A man of impeccable judgment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I just put in to say to Lowell, you mentioned Prescott Cables.
Yes, that's correct.
And St. Helens Rugby and all that. Prescott Cables either was or became British Insulated Calendar Cables in Prescott. My dad used to work with them.
Oh, interesting.
And I saw a fabulous copper milling machine, which I'll tell you another day. Just as a 7-year-old watching this technology work and turn a plate of copper into cables was just fascinating. Anyway,
I didn't realise that that's what that meant, Ian, the BICC on the side of trucks going up. What you just said. I thought it was just a big pen.
Yeah, that.
They had a factory at Doncaster.
Yeah.
There's Stupid and there's John.
Just to finish off, he is believed to have been very unwell over the last few years before he passed away last Saturday at the age of 82.
Yeah.
But, a grand fellow.
Can I just suggest, before we leave that subject, we ought to have one verse of the Mighty Quinn.
Come on without. Come on
within.
You've
not seen nothing like Johnny Quinn.
Right.
A really good player, a really good bloke. I was fortunate to meet him once when I used to work for Sheffield Wednesday Lotteries, and they used to invite me round the front sometimes instead of round the back, if you'll pardon the expression. And I was fortunate enough to meet Johnny Quinn. He was a lovely bloke, lovely.
Right.
Are you all right, Paul the Biscuit?
Yes, I am. I'm fine, thank you. Yes.
Okay. Keep it
Right,
on.
I'll ramble on with some more news now then. Athletics. Now, Labine Diak, the ex-head of athletics governing body, has been jailed after being found guilty of corruption. The 87-year-old Senegalese faced corruption and money laundering charges linked to the Russian doping scandal. Diak was convicted of accepting bribes from athletes suspected of doping to cover their test results up and letting them continue competing, including in the 2012 London Olympics. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison, 2 of them suspended. So I think that's a poor sentence for somebody who's done that amount of fraud.
Lol, that's fake news, man. I mean, Putin says there's no drugs in athletics. You know. Oh, no.
Bit on horse racing. Now, Warwick were given approval to be just a second racehorse course in 6 months to welcome spectators, but only up to 474 were allowed in for yesterday's meeting. Tickets were not on general sale to the public, with attendance split between annual members, hospitality bookings and racehorse owners. Doncaster staged a crowd pilot nearly 2 weeks ago with more than 2,500 spectators present.
I've arranged a trip for us, lol, where we can all attend. It's a grouse shooting trip up north. We can all go.
Yeah.
We can even invite friends, John, if
Yeah.
we've got any.
If I'd got any, I've not got any, Ron.
Is Dominic Cummings driving?
Yeah.
We don't know where he's going, does he? Now, bit on boxing. Now, Dillian White will face Alexander Povetkin in a rematch on the 21st of November and attempt to position himself for a shot at the world heavyweight title again. Britain's White dominated the Russian when they met on the 22nd of August, but was knocked out by a vicious left hand. It cost White a shot at the world title early in 2021, but a rematch clause in the contract gives him another chance against the 41-year-old Russian. Promoter Eddie Hearn says the bout is a must-win for White. Now nip on to sportsmanship. I bet Paul the Biscuit will definitely know about this one. A Spanish athlete is being applauded on social media after he sacrificed a top-tier win in the 2020 Santander Triathlon to give it to a competitor who took a wrong turn on the course. British athlete James Teagle was on course to win 3rd place in the competition in Spain 2 weekends ago when he made a mistake. Meters from the finish, Diego Montrida overtook him, but he noticed the error and he stopped to allow Teagle to cross the line before himself.
Wow.
I think that's
That
good
is
sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship.
They
Have you
gave
done the triathlon
the
abroad, eh?
they gave the Spaniard an honorary 3rd place.
Oh, good.
And they've given him the same amount of prize money as they gave to the great.
Have you run that course, Paul?
Not that
Abroad?
one. No. But there's
I've
a
done
lot
it
of
abroad.
there's a lot of sportsmanship in triathlon.
Yeah.
In the one that we took part in last weekend, my wife was going up a hill and a chain came off a bike, and another competitor stopped to help her, and he was one of the elite cyclists. He was a good one.
That's brilliant.
No other reason. He just stopped, put the chain back on, and they both carried on.
Does that mean your wife was beating him at that time?
No, there's a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad to hear that you're interested in the Santander one, and we're banking on you doing it in the future.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And you think I'm bad, yeah.
Got the same script writer, you two.
Yeah, don't start singing as well.
Little bit on cycling. The Slovenia's Tadej Pogačar confirmed his victory
You're making this up.
as the 2nd youngest Tour de France champion in history after Sam Bennett won the final sprint in Paris. 21-year-old Pogačar overhauled long-term race leader Primož Roglic with a stunning time trial win on Saturday to claim the yellow jersey on his Tour debut. With the race leader not challenged on the final stage, Pogačar finished comfortably in the peloton.
Isn't that a bizarre situation where
No, it's the same.
you don't challenge on the last leg? What do you think about that as a top cyclist, Paul?
It's just tradition. That's how
I
it
know,
is.
it's weird though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, some of it is challenged. I mean, the final sprint still counts towards the event,
Yeah.
and the intermediate sprints do as well. but
It's
it
like
is-
not counting last lap in a 10,000 metres, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, he
It's like
did.
not counting that 6th goal that Wednesday conceded, isn't
That's why I come here.
it?
Pitch on golf. Now, American Bryson DeChambeau produced a wonderful final round display to win the US Open by 6 shots and claim the first major title of his career. The 27-year-old was the only player to break par at the notoriously difficult Winged Fort course in New York. Renowned for his big hitting approach, the world number 9 showed maturity and composure to card an impressive 367 to win on 6 under par. Matthew Wolff faded on the back 9 and he shot 75 to finish second on level par. Right, a little bit on cricket.
Because of that result, they're looking at the layout of golf courses. They're saying that people are now hitting the ball too far. So they've got to try and either
More difficult.
lengthen the golf courses, make them more difficult, or in some way alter the rules.
He's made a conscious effort this year and he's put on 45 pounds in weight,
Yep, that's
and
it.
he's been in the gym for about the last 6 months to increase his strength.
Yeah.
What happened to the expression drive for show, putt for dough?
Uh,
That's how you win a game of golf, on the green.
yeah.
Yep. He's got a good putt, but he's hitting it so long, he wasn't even bothered where it went. He was that close to the hole. He wasn't even bothered if he only hit the fairway half of his drives.
I think less than that, actually.
It's partly to do with mental application as well. He was saying he's been coached to devil may care, just hit it. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. You know? So you've got the muscle, just hit it.
Right,
I
any
play
pops of
golf
cricket?
like that.
Australia, they beat England in a thriller at Old Trafford to win the ODI series 2-1. Batting first, England got off to a shocking start, losing 2 wickets to the first 2 balls of their innings. But with a great knock of 112 by Johnny Bairstow, they managed to amass a decent total of 302 for 7 after their 50 overs. In reply, the Aussies slumped to 73 for 5, but a fantastic stand by Carey, who made 106, and Maxwell, who made 108. They put on 212, which took the game away from England. But needing 10 to win off the final over, skipper Morgan surprisingly gave the ball to Rashid to bowl it, and he was promptly hit for 6 first ball, which paved the way for an Australian 3 wickets win. What do you think of his tactics there to put Rashid on for the last over? Poor.
No, it was a gamble.
Well, yeah.
Gamble, yeah.
It was
We know a
against
bus situation.
Excuse me, Alice. Yes, Alice.
It was against the tailenders, so you probably expect the tailenders to not pick him as well. The problem is Mitchell Stark's played with Rashid. He's been over at Yorkshire, so I wouldn't have gone with it because it was Mitchell Stark on strike.
Yeah.
There you are. You see, you get some quality input.
If only you'd have been advising him.
I wouldn't go against Morgan because Morgan's done wonders for us.
Yes, you're right.
But just because Mitchell Stark has played for Yorkshire, I would back him to pick Rashid.
Yeah.
I thought he might have put Curran on again for the last over because you could.
That's the most sense that's been spoken in these meetings for 6 months, that.
Ever. Not 6
Ever.
months, ever.
Now, yesterday, England beat West Indies in the first Women's 2020 International at Derby. After scoring 163 for 8 in their 20 overs, England restricted the West Indies to 116 for 6 in their innings to win by 47 runs and go 1 up in the series. Now we come to football. Now Macclesfield Town FC has been wound up in the High Court over debts totaling more than £500,000. Judge Sebastian Prentice made a winding up order during a hearing in the Insolvency and Companies Court after being told £190,000 was owed in tax. In addition, the National League Club's ex-manager, John Askey, he was also owed £173,000 in unpaid wages, while a financial lender was owed the same amount. The club's owner, Amir Al-Kahadi, has asked for a further 8-week adjournment. So, poor old Macclesfield.
Yeah.
Now, Rotherham United have agreed a season-long loan deal for Leicester City forward George Hurst. Hurst, 21, the son of former Owls and England international David, made his senior Leicester debut in July against Spurs. And like his father, he has also played for Sheffield Wednesday before joining the Foxes in 2018. The Premier League, they've agreed a new broadcast deal in China to cover the rest of the 2021 season. A contract has been signed with Tencent Sports after its previous £564 million deal with PPTV was terminated with immediate effect earlier this month. Viewers in China will have had access to matches from last weekend. The previous agreement with PPTV, signed in 2019, due to run until 2022, ended after a £160 million payment was not received. That was due in March. The Blades went out of the EFL Cup away to Burnley, losing 5-4 on penalties when it finished 1-1 after 90 minutes. United had a great start to the game when McGoldrick scored after 4 minutes, only for Vidra to equalise midway through the second half for the home team. Hello?
You don't need to go into that detail on that one.
Excuse me, no editing from Unitedites.
Now this is what Ian's been waiting for. A German football team lost 37-0 to their local rivals after fielding only 7 players who socially distanced throughout the match. Ripdorf fielded a minimum number of players because their opponents, SV Holdenstedt, came into contact in a previous game with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Their team tested negative, but Ripdorf said conditions were not safe. If Ripdorf had not played, they would have been fined £182.
Do you know who their coach was? Their coach was the former defence coach for Sheffield Wednesday. Knows all about social distancing. But he thought it was 6 metres.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Conceded fewer goals than you this season, Ian.
Oh, yeah. Who's winning?
Five games, no goals.
Who's winning? Who owns the cup?
Who's what?
Who's winning? Who owns the cup?
Can't compete.
Ex-Owls favourite, Sam Hutchinson, who left Hillsborough in June after a 6-year spell in South Yorkshire, has signed a 2-year contract with Paphos FC in Cyprus.
Ooh, that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Nice place to go, that. Now, last Friday...
John Toshak's son's the manager.
Who's the manager on?
John Toshak's son.
Oh, all right.
Now, last Friday saw the end of an era at Bramall Lane, as long-serving employee Mick Rooker left Sheffield United to enjoy a well-earned retirement after 32.5 years service. He joined the Blades in 1987, working within the promotions department before spending many successful years as head of fundraising lottery team. In 1999, he left for Hull City, but came back quickly and in the next year to serve the Blades for the remainder of his working life. The larger-than-life character has worked with every manager since Dave Bassett. He said there have been many highlights at Bramall Lane, but none more so than in the last few years seeing the Blades do so well under Chris Wilder. You'll have met him, won't you, Keith? You'll have met Mick Rooker.
Yeah, he's a good mate of mine.
Yes, smashing bloke.
It's strange that he's that comment about the last few years, because I know for a fact that Mick used to go home at half time after he'd done his work, and I bet if he's in fact he's seen more Manchester City games than he has United games in the last few years. He's got a mate at Man City, so.
And he's a friend of yours.
He's a brilliant bloke. I love him to bits. Miss-
And he's got good taste if he goes home at half time.
You're running out of time, Keith.
Yeah, right. So we're down to the last minute. So we'll end it.
I've only got a couple of minutes to go, so I'll just finish.
No,
off
no,
with
we
the
haven't time, lol. You'll have to do it afterwards. So
That's what I said.
we'll end this one, and you can start at the beginning of the next one. Okay.
That's what I said.
All right.
What he said.